This is a Fox News alert. Donald Trump now on his way to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where he and his running mate, Mike Pence, will tour the flood-damaged areas.
In the meantime, President Obama is criticized for staying on vacation, and Hillary Clinton is taking the weekend off.
We're here to discuss is host of Justice, Judge Jeanine Pirro. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
And somehow some in the mainstream media are even rushing to the president's side and saying, oh, it would be a distraction if he went down there.
Yeah, throw off his golf game. You know, there was a double standard. There's no question about it. Everybody was saying how horrible it was when President Bush, you know, was in an airplane looking down. Flew over on Katrina. But look, this is consistent with President Obama, and that is that he's got this kind of distance, you know, let me hold myself separate and apart from the pain that you're going through. He doesn't feel our pain. He doesn't make believe he feels our pain. Let him go off into the sunset on his golf cart.
Well,
meanwhile, Donald Trump and Michael Pence get it. They're going to Louisiana. They're going to make sure that they connect with the people there.
No cameras.
No cameras. Exactly.
So that way it doesn't look like
that
it's
a
campaign event.
Exactly.
Right.
But you know what it reminds me of? It's when Donald Trump went down to the border right in the beginning. What Donald Trump did was he said, you know what, I want to go down there and see what this mess is about. And he did. And, you know, that's the kind of president that, if he's elected, it will be.
What did you make of his speech last night in Charlotte? Some are saying that it was perhaps his greatest speech. Of course, it is under new management, his team. And the thing about it is he said, I have regret that I have caused some people some pain.
I was sitting watching it at home last night, and I was blown away. I thought he hit some major points. I thought that the apology, and I understand there's more to come, was heartfelt. I mean, I looked at him. I looked at his eyes, at his face. I think this is a Donald Trump that I know who is being honest and is now coming to grips with the fact that, hey, you can't be flip about this. The fact that you've got this energy from all of these audiences, 20 and 30,000, and they're cheering you on, this is more serious. And he gets it.
Do you think this is part of his campaign shakeup, why he was so successful with the new leadership? I mean, did somebody else help him write this speech? It seemed more natural.
I don't know if anyone helped him write the speech, because everything in that speech it's things that he's been saying.
Familiar.
It's who Donald Trump is. Donald Trump is. There's nothing in there that's new. It's about the wall. It's about immigration. It's about safety.
The regret thing was new.
The regret thing was new.
It's his second straight speech reaching out to the African American community directly.
Right. And on my show Justice this weekend, I'm going to talk about the connection between crime, the inner city, and the Democratic Party, and what has been happening in this country, and the hatred of law enforcement. Look, Donald Trump came out and said, look, I'm the law and order candidate. And I think that is consistent with who he's been. Nothing in that speech was new, but what we saw was a Donald Trump that Americans, I think, are more comfortable with.
Right, and he drew a contrast. He said, essentially, unlike Hillary Clinton, I will always tell the truth.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about Hillary Clinton. Now it has been revealed, and it's news this morning, that apparently it is required, if you work at the State Department, to take these certain classes about ethics and things like that. Hillary, nor her top echelon, took that. Meanwhile, the Clinton Foundation's revealed if she is elected, they're going to stop accepting foreign donations and money from corporations.
I have two questions for you.
Yeah.
On the first, are you at all surprised that they didn't take the ethics courses? I mean, given the fact that they have their own set of ethics. And two, if they tell you they're not going to take donations from foreign countries, do you believe it?
Well, the Clinton Foundation has been around while she was Secretary of State. If he felt this way, why did he continue to do that while she was Secretary of State, muddying the waters for his own wife, who seems to have played a role, some would say, in acquiring some of these donations and affecting her policy?
It's greater than that. Why did they sign? Bill Clinton is the one who signed that MOU, the Memo of Understanding, with Barack Obama, while they continued to take monies from countries where they didn't disclose it, that was contrary to the MOU, and where they didn't even ask permission. Look, they are the essence of anything coming out of their mouth is a lie. I'm sorry, I can't believe it. Lie to me once, but don't lie to me 897 times.
The other big
Thanks
headline this morning,
track.
an international incident, liar, Speedo on fire. the ugly American. This is Ryan Lochte here. Okay, next up, the Lochte mess monster. Video surfacing showing that he was lying, him and his buddies, the Olympic athletes.
He's standing by portions of his story.
Also this morning, we're learning that Jimmy Fegan, who is the other swimmer who was caught there in Brazil, paid almost $11,000 to a charity in order to get home. What do you make of all this? Who do you think needs to apologize and who doesn't?
Okay, if this case were a case before me, it's frat boys who are out of control, and what you do is you kind of, you make them go to therapy or something, and then you dismiss the case. But unfortunately, this is within the context of an international
Everybody's
incident.
watching.
Right, and so the U.S. Olympic Conference has apologized, and these guys are going to get all kinds of sanctions. But let's say what this really is. You've got Lochte, who called his mother and said, "Ma, I was robbed at gunpoint." Mama opens her mouth and talks to the press, and then the press says, "Oh my God, why didn't you say anything?" Let's be clear on one thing. Lochte never reported this. The guy's never reported it. He spoke to his mother. The mother called the cops, and now all of a sudden they're in a mess, and they said, "Well, we never said anything because we didn't want to get in trouble." Well, you never said anything because you were dead drunk like a bunch of frat boys. Now, put that aside. They go to the gas station, they vandalize the gas station, and what happens? The Rio police get all freaked out, and they show us a videotape saying these guys were never held up at gunpoint, but they leave out 3 minutes.
Yeah.
The 3 minutes that they leave out is the 3 minutes when the Rio police or security, whatever the heck they were, took their guns out and pointed them at these guys, and there's no denial of that. Let me finish this. Now, here's my question. Who owes who an apology? If you've got the Rio security guards telling our American boys, you give us money before you leave here, and then you've got the government saying you give $11,000 before you get back on a plane, who owes who an apology?
Well, there's been a complaint, and the thing is, the guy, they lied about the whole thing. They doubled down on the lie about the whole thing. He escaped and left his teammates out to dry, and then he's mocking with social media.
Whoa.
Excuse
what do you
me.
mean escape?
He got out because he knew they were coming after him.
Rio.
He left his friends out to, but he left his friends out to dry, no pun intended. And then he's doing funny Facebook messages or Instagram messages last night. It's an embarrassment. We're not talking about the shot putters who won silver and gold, and we're not talking about. Look at this. You tell me this guy's taking it serious? He thinks this whole thing's a joke.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, we're talking about the legalities of what happened at that gas station.
He's
now,
representing
I'm not
our country and he's embarrassing
Brian,
the country.
we're talking about two different things. I do not have a problem with the Olympic Committee or USA Swimming going after these guys big time because they represent us. I agree with you there. But I don't want to hear the government of Rio making believe that our guys are the guys who created this mess. And there's no question they did. They vandalized it. But they were gunpoint. They were held up at gunpoint, forced to give money by security guards, okay? And they leave that out.
About the missing tape.
Are they cops? Were they cops?
It looks, yeah. They're officials.
Well, we don't. There's a lot we still don't know. All right, Judge, you got to go get ready for the show this weekend.
Yeah, and we've got the show Saturday and Sunday night.
We'll be watching Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
All right.